time you saw a boat made entirely out of wood, Miss Chapelle. That's a galleon. Ships like this one haven't been used for over 100 years.
And it's just been floating out here all this time?
How has it not sunk? The foundation should have rotted through by now.
Concéntrese, Garcia. You can play at being Sherlock Holmes after we get out of the water. And how do you expect to do that? We cannot climb up the hull.
No, look. Right there. There's a rope coming down from the main deck.
Garcia, get us closer.
Somehow we'd made it onto the ship. It was an old, decrepit thing, but when my feet finally hit the deck, I could have kissed every plank on that floor. The Capitan wasn't taking any chances, though. As soon as we were all on board, he had his men check every inch of the ship. But when half an hour later, Garcia came up from below decks...
I am sorry, Capitan, but it's strange. This ship is very, very old, but she's in remarkably good condition. She seems to be in perfectly good working order.
Then what happened to the crew? Why is the ship sailing by itself? We'll solve that mystery later. We have an huracán to get through.
Si, Capitan.
Garcia, reef the sails and get us ready to heave to. Martinez, get to the bit. You're on anchor detail. I want us set in the next 5 minutes. I'll take care of the rudder. And Castro, you? Castro? Where is...
Look, over there, at the stern.
Castro, get back here. No es hora de estar perdiendo tiempo. Didn't you hear me? I said, Dios Santo!
Did he just jump overboard? Quick, get the rope, get the rope!
But it was no use. By the time the men got to the stern, there was no trace of Castro. He sank into the freezing waters like a rock.
He's gone.
Why would he do that? We'd finally made it onto the ship and... Figure that out later. La tormenta está a punto de hundirnos. Posiciones!
And that was pretty much all there was to say about it. Me and Sabato, the steward, didn't actually know anything about manning a sailboat, so we were told to stay out of the way. Garcia ended up sticking us in the ship's main cabin, right off the deck. It was a dark room with a small window, and we sat there, useless and terrified. An hour passed, then another, and finally...
Where is Martinez? We need him up on the deck.
Why are you asking us? We haven't seen him in hours.
What? He said he was going to look for more rope below decks. That was more than an hour ago. He hasn't been through here at all?
No.
We haven't seen him.
But then, where is he?
We searched every room of the ship for Martinez. We went through most of the box of matches that Garcia had brought with him from the Maria Margarita. No luck. By the time that we made it back to the deck...
Capitan Gonzalez, sir. I don't know how to say this, but Martinez seems to have vanished. Nobody has seen him in over an hour, and he is not in any of the rooms below decks. I don't think he's on board anymore, sir.
Todos, sin saber lo que hacían, se habían arrojado al mar, envueltos en el sonambulismo moroso que flotaba en el buque.
Capitan, are you feeling all right?
Oh, I am sorry, Garcia. I was just remembering a story that the old sailors out in Valparaiso used to tell. About a ship that sailed through the southern seas. And her crew. Her crew of drowned men.
Capitan, maybe you should sit down for a moment.
Yes. Yes, that's a good idea.
Yes, please, come with me.
Yes, there's just something I need to do first.
No, let's come over here.
I need to go for a swim.
And at that moment, an enormous wave fell upon the ship. It must have been at least 20, 25 feet tall. It hit the hull like a hammer. The entire ship tipped to the side and icy water swept through the deck. As we rocked back and forth, I saw First Mate Garcia and the steward clutching the railing on the other side of the ship. But Capitan Gonzalez was gone. After that, Garcia joined us below decks in the cabin. He couldn't run the ship by himself, and with the waves so high, he didn't want to risk getting swept off the boat, like the captain had been. That's what we kept telling ourselves. So we put our lives in the hands of fate and waited for the storm to take its course. We sat in the dark of the cabin, feeling every wave that crashed against the hull of the ship, sure that any minute now they would tear the ship apart or smash us against the icy peak of an underwater mountain. Well, the almost dark. Every now and then a lightning bolt would strike, and in the flash, I'd see the two scared faces sitting next to me. 2 hours must have passed like this when suddenly...
Sabato, is that you?
Caballeros. Muy buenas noches. No saben lo aliviado que estoy de verlos. De ver a cualquier persona.
Sabato, ¿a quién le estás hablando?
¿Qué han hecho con nosotros? ¿A dónde los enviaron?
Garcia, what's he saying?
I'm not sure. It doesn't make any sense.
Por favor, caballeros, abran paso. No puedo creerlo. Qué curioso que es encontrarlos a todos ustedes en este lugar. ¡Muy curioso!
Sabato, calmate. Why don't you calm down a bit and speak English so Miss Chappelle can understand?
Shh. Quiet, Garcia. I can't hear what the gentlemen are saying. Disculpen la interrupción, señores. ¿Qué dijeron? Por favor, señores, espacio, denme un poco de espacio. ¿Quieren que vaya a dónde? ¡Ajá! ¿Y que haga qué? Por favor, señores, más fuerte. Me parece una excelente idea. Si ustedes me acompañan, por supuesto.
Who are you talking to?
Sí, pues, manos a la obra. Ya no quiero estar solo. Ya no quiero... ¿Ustedes vendrán? ¿Todos ustedes? Entonces, ¡vamos! ¡Vamos al mar! ¡Al 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 mar!
He jumped overboard. He went into the ocean the same way that Castro did.
Garcia, what was he saying before he ran out? What was he telling you?
He wasn't talking to me. It was like there was someone else here.
But we're the only ones on this ship. There's no one else.
I know, but he definitely wasn't talking to us.
First Mate Garcia was a very brave man. He talked me through every excruciating minute of darkness.
It's gonna be alright, Miss Chappelle. The storm's not going to last forever, and after that, we just need to make it to the dawn. We're gonna be alright.
I hope so. Where are you?
Right here.
Where?
You should save those. We don't have many of them left.
I know, I wanted to make sure you were still here. I don't want to be alone.
I'm still here. It's gonna be alright.
Could you please sit still?
I am sitting still.
I thought I heard you moving.
No, I'm right here. You alright, Miss Chappelle?
Fine.
Right. Good. It's just... When Mr. Sabato was talking at the end, didn't it sound like... where are you going?
I haven't moved.
Oh.
See? I'm right here. I haven't moved.
Oh, right. I thought I felt your hand on my shoulder.
No. Just sit still.
I am. I promise.
No, really, Mr. Garcia, please just stop moving.
I'm really not. I promise. I'm right here.
I'm telling you, I heard something move.
There's no one else here. Was that the last match?
Garcia, stop moving.
I am not...
Please, just don't go. Don't go anywhere. I don't want to be alone.
You're not alone.
And at that moment, a lightning bolt crashed outside the ship, and for a moment there was light, and I could see him sitting next to me.
You are not alone.
And a moment later, another lightning bolt flashed, and he was gone. And there was nothing but silence. And silence. And silence. And then I felt a cold hand fall on my shoulder, and I screamed in terror. But the hand was soft, and it didn't push or drag. It just guided me through the blackness of the creaking ship. And I followed until suddenly I felt rain and wind on my face, and I felt the hand let go of my shoulder, and I was alone on the deck. Except I wasn't. In that moment, another lightning bolt crashed, and I saw First Mate Garcia standing in front of me. And then a moment later, there was another flash. And now I saw Capitan Gonzalez and the other 3 men from the lifeboat standing behind Garcia. And then, behind them, there were more men. Men I'd never seen before. 12 men. 3 dozen. 100. Men of all walks of life, young and old, some dressed in naval uniforms, some in rags, some of them looking like they just stepped out of a history book. Like they've been sailing for over 100 years. There was one final lightning bolt. And in the flash, I saw 100 silent figures hold out their hands and take a step towards me. That was 4 years ago. I don't work as a reporter anymore. Nowadays, I mostly just keep the boys company, help them out now and then. I'm not the sort of person they usually work with, but, well, they decided it might be a good idea to have someone that knows how to put one word in front of the other. It might help with the recruitment process. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time, so we should really get down to business, don't you think? I know the boys are very eager to make your acquaintance. There's just a tiny formality we need to take care of first. Ready to go for a swim? Across the Sea was written and directed by Gabriel Urbina. The role of Jackie was played by Emma Sherr-Ziarko. The roles of Garcia and Martinez were played by Felipe Bonilla, and the roles of Gonzalez and Sabato were played by Jaime Maseda. Audio recording for this episode was by Jared Paul. Anthology is produced by Rachel Liu and composed by Alex Liberatore. This episode featured Totentons by Franz Liszt, performed by Neil O'Dowan. Visit anthologypodcast.com for all episodes, bios, contact info, and more. And most importantly, thank you for listening. Gabriel Urbina is a Brooklyn-based writer. He is the creator and producer of Wolf 359, a science fiction audio drama series. Check it out at www.wolf359.fm. Emma Sherr-Ziarko is a New York City-based actor. See what she's up to at emmasherrziarko.com. Felipe Bonilla is a New York-based actor who does film, theater, and voiceover. Check him out at felipebonilla.com.